In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Don't scroll, don't blink, don't breathe too loud. Something massive is unfolding and you've been chosen to witness it. You did not stumble on this message by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment as a crossing point between your timeline and God's eternal plan. The one who stole from you what was sacred, what was personal, what was never theirs to touch, is now standing face to face with divine justice. They thought they could rob you in secret. They thought silence would protect them. But heaven has been watching. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. Proverbs 15:3. Angels are moving. Records are being opened. And what was whispered in the dark is now being weighed in the blazing light of God's holiness. And now, chosen one, the alarm has sounded not on earth, but in the courts of heaven. You felt it. That shift in the atmosphere, a tension too thick to ignore the stillness before the storm. What you sensed wasn't paranoia. It was prophecy. Because when the storm hits, it won't just rattle windows, it will tear down strongholds. The thunder is coming for betrayal itself. How many nights have you felt something was wrong but couldn't put it into words? How many times did your spirit tighten even when your mind tried to stay calm? That was not weakness. That was your discernment waking up. This was never just about money or property or access. It was about you, God's anointed. The enemy smiled in your face while digging behind your back. They forged, they manipulated, they touched what was consecrated. But even shadows tremble before the light of God. They did not only reach for your accounts, they reached for your assignment, trying to write their name over what God ordained for you before you were ever born. The truth has risen and it bites back. Be sure your sin will find you out. Numbers 32-23. And today the reckoning begins. The files they thought were buried are the very proof that will bind them. The lies they whispered will now be their chains. What they built on deceit is crumbling beneath their feet. Just as Joseph's truth rose in Pharaoh's court and Morai's name surfaced in the king's records, heaven is turning the page in your favor in ways no human hand can stop. But hear this, they can steal documents, not destiny. Your name was written not just in ink, but in the Lamb's book of life. Marked, protected, elevated. Every time you chose silence over revenge, every time you cried to God instead of clapping back at people, you were testifying in the courts of heaven without saying a word. And now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type amen in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to step into your God-given purpose. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because we'll be closing with a powerful prayer for today. This is not just information, it is an invitation to step out of the role of the wounded and into the identity of the restored, the vindicated, the chosen. God is not mocked, justice is not delayed. And your rise, it begins now. Don't scroll, don't click away, because what's about to be revealed is bigger than betrayal. It's the hand of God pulling back the veil. The very one who tried to erase you from the picture is now being erased from positions they manipulated to reach. Quietly, legally, and methodically, their foundation is crumbling. Everything they built on stolen ground is being dismantled line by line. And while they sit confidently behind false power, heaven has already called them into question. And guess who's being summoned to testify? Not you. You don't have to fight, argue, or expose anything, because the one who defends the righteous is already at work. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. A call has gone out, but not to a courtroom, not to a news outlet, not even to the police. It has reached a higher court, one where evidence never gets lost and truth is not delayed. This call reached the throne of the Most High, and the answer has already been dispatched. You don't need revenge. You don't need to lift a finger. What's coming is greater than anything you could have orchestrated in your own strength. Because this isn't about payback. This is about divine order being restored. Before you move, speak, or react, pause, pray for discernment. Don't let emotions write the next chapter. Let wisdom lead the way. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. James 1:5. Heaven's timing is precise, and often the most powerful movement comes after a holy stillness. Someone has reviewed the footage. Yes, in the earthly realm, things are moving, logs are being accessed, signatures analyzed, transactions flagged. But in the spiritual realm, the recording has already been playing, and now heaven's timeline doesn't need surveillance. It only needs surrender. They laughed when they thought they got away with it. Arrogance wrapped itself around their smile. But the last laugh doesn't belong to the liar. It belongs to the truth. The boldness they wore is turning to fear, and their silence is sweating under the weight of conviction. Because deep down they always knew you were different. Set apart, not easily fooled, not easily shaken. They just forgot one thing. Your silence wasn't weakness. It was divine strategy. You were never alone. Every quiet moment, every unanswered insult, every time you chose peace instead of retaliation, heaven was taking notes. Now the trap they set for you is the very pit they're falling into. Whoever leads the upright along an evil path will fall into their own trap. Proverbs 28:10. The evidence is turning against them. Every message they deleted is resurfacing. Every lie they whispered is echoing back. And now the very people they once controlled are walking away, eyes wide open. Loyalty built on manipulation never lasts. And the clock, it's almost out of time. What was meant for you was delayed, but it was never denied. That delay was divine. Not because you were forgotten, but because God was collecting proof. Heaven never needed your defense. It needed the full weight of truth to speak at the appointed time. What they tried to hold on to, land, inheritance, your name, your place, it was never theirs to begin with. They faked documents, changed passwords, accessed accounts they had no right to. They used your identity like a mask, walking in rooms meant for you. But the system spiritually and legally is reversing, and every footprint they left is becoming undeniable evidence. You'll hear about it in a message, a quiet announcement, maybe even a letter. But when it comes, it will shake you, because justice long awaited, long prayed for is finally arriving. And nothing can stop it now. What they buried wasn't forgotten, it was preserved, hidden by the hand of God until the moment He chose to reveal it. They underestimated silence. But silence is a witness. It records, it remembers. And when the time is right, silence roars. You don't need to post about it. Don't confront them. Don't announce what you know. Let the hand of God continue what it started. Because what's coming isn't a conversation, it's a consequence. And consequence does not knock, it breaks in. A confession is coming, not out of guilt, but out of fear. Someone close to them is going to speak. Not to clear your name, but to save their own. Because when the ship is sinking, the first to shout are the ones afraid of drowning next. That confession will be the final blow. And with it will come proof, clear, undeniable, irrefutable truth. You'll see it in numbers, in codes, in trails they thought were deleted. You won't need to argue. You won't need to explain. The evidence will do all the speaking. And when it speaks, even those who doubted you will have no choice but to listen. The moment they believed would never come, the exposure, the unraveling, the collapse is now here. It's not pending, it's happening. They believed their secrets were safe, that the forged signatures, the stolen keys, the hidden accounts would stay buried in the shadows. But the truth is resurrecting itself. And when truth rises, it doesn't ask for permission. Listen closely. They didn't just come after you, they came after your purpose, your identity, your calling. But they didn't understand who they were messing with. They thought you were defenseless, but they forgot you were covered. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Isaiah 54:17. Their plans were clever, their manipulation was calculated, but here's what they forgot. God was watching. And now He is lifting your name back to the place it was always meant to be restored, honored, redeemed. And now every lie will collapse. Every stolen moment will be returned. Not just in whispers, but in front of those who said it was over for you. Because this justice isn't quiet. It's loud, it's public, it's precise, and it's permanent. Your name is being removed from the mouth of accusation and written into the scrolls of favor. So be still, stay quiet, trust the process. You don't need to chase vindication, it's chasing you. The one who tried to erase you is being erased from every system they infiltrated, every opportunity they hijacked, every connection they poisoned. And this erasure isn't temporary, it's divine correction. When heaven moves, it moves with fire. And that fire is falling now, not to destroy you, but to refine you, to reveal what was hidden, to return what was lost, to restore what was rightfully yours. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43-19. Yes, chosen one, a new chapter is beginning. And this one is written by the hand of justice, sealed by truth, and signed by the King of Kings himself. You were silent, but not forgotten. Heaven recorded your restraint as wisdom. You weren't retreating, you were aligning. For too long you watched in quiet, not because you were weak, but because divine justice was collecting every piece of evidence, building a case so thorough that even the adversary himself would have no room to argue. And now the moment has come. The taker is being taken down, not by your hand, but by the hand of the Almighty, who never sleeps and never misses a detail. They impersonated you, signed documents, filed claims, entered systems meant for you. But the fingerprints of fraud are now being magnified. They impersonated you. They walked into places with your identity draped over their lies. But now what they stole is being pulled back. One paper, one access point, one signature at a time. It's coming back to you, not because man said so, but because heaven decreed it. This wasn't done by a stranger. It was someone close. Someone with your photo in their phone, your laugh etched in their memory, your trust in their hands. That's why it cuts so deep. But betrayal always leaves fingerprints. And now under divine light, every trace is being revealed. The pen they used, the screen they logged into, the hidden digital trail they thought would disappear. Everything is being exposed. Someone on the inside is flipped. The watcher who kept quiet has now spoken. Why? Because they saw that this wasn't just about property. It was about purpose. They realized the weight of what was being stolen, destiny, and heaven does not allow destiny theft without consequence. You'll be stunned when the full extent is revealed. It wasn't just about money, it was land, it was deeds, it was titles, generational blessings attached to your bloodline. And they dared to touch it like you were forgotten, but you weren't. You were preserved, held back so your emotions wouldn't interfere with divine precision. Because now you're wiser, sharper, and fully back spiritually, emotionally, and legally. A place was signed off in your name, a property, a vault, a space sacred to your inheritance. They forged, they manipulated, and in their greed, they ignored one eternal law. Divine proof never expires. And what God seals, no man can permanently steal. There's a message coming, maybe a quiet call, maybe an email from an unfamiliar source, but it will carry undeniable confirmation, the kind that shakes you not in fear, but in clarity. Because what you sensed in your spirit is about to be backed by fact. Hidden layers are unfolding. Things they thought would stay buried forever are surfacing. They spun a web of deceit, but even the spider forgets Webs are sticky even to the one who weaves them, and now they're trapped in their own design. Their lies are circling back. Their circle is turning against them, not out of loyalty to you, but out of fear for themselves. Because truth doesn't need backup. It only needs light. You were meant to receive something this year, an inheritance, a promotion, a key, but it was blocked, intercepted by hands that never had the right to touch it. They echoed your voice in rooms they were never assigned to enter. They forged documents and redirected mail, but the heavens recorded every act. And now the system is correcting itself in your favor. You're going to see a name soon on a screen, in a file, on a piece of paper left accidentally in the open. And it will be the name you trusted most. That's what will stun you. They weren't strangers in the crowd they once knew. Your scent, your smile, your story. They didn't need what they took. They just didn't want you to have it. That was the real attack. Not on your possessions, but on your position. They wanted to delay your rise, but instead they activated divine reversal. So the last will be first and the first will be last. Matthew 20:16. Now every hidden room they entered is under divine audit. Every device they used is being scanned. Every secret agreement is being declared in heavenly chambers. And every lie is now echoing in places they never imagined. This won't play out like a movie. There won't be drama, no explosions, just the quiet unfolding of unstoppable correction, a cancellation, a name reversal, a quiet return of ownership back into your hands. And they'll sit in stunned silence, watching everything slip like sand through their fingers. Here's the twist. Someone they used flipped sides. A driver, a clerk, an assistant. Someone they never thought mattered. But now that person is speaking, and their testimony carries weight no file can erase. They saw it all, and now they're pouring it out. You may even be called in, not to defend yourself, but to confirm the truth. And when you walk in, your presence will say more than your words ever could, because you were always the rightful one. Stay calm. Your name is being restored. Your inheritance is being released. And your dignity, it's being elevated. The walls that once echoed with your betrayal are now filled with silence they can't bear. Their heartbeat is louder than their excuses, because someone spoke. Someone told the truth, and it can't be unsaid. The confession they feared most, it came, not screamed in court, but whispered in a room they thought was safe. And that whisper is now rewriting the entire narrative. The one who smiled in your presence while stealing behind your back has been marked not by vengeance, but by accountability. They are no longer being followed by rumors, but by evidence. Synchronicities, signs, sudden coldness from once loyal supporters. They feel the shift. They sense the walls closing in. And that fear, it isn't paranoia, it's recognition. They know it's coming. Because the truth doesn't just expose, it isolates. Your file has been reopened. That account they tried to secure in your name reversed. That land they swore had no heir now bears your name in bold. Even the bank that once ignored your claim is reaching back with apologies. Because the truth once revealed cannot be undone. For he performs what is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Job 23:14. This is not justice, this is restoration, and it's not coming, it has begun. Keep walking in grace, chosen one. The chapter they tried to erase is now the headline of your divine comeback. This moment is not just about justice, it is about divine reckoning. This isn't merely a legal matter, it's a spiritual revelation. What was hidden is being unearthed. What was covered is being uncovered. This isn't just a case, it's a turning point in the unseen war for your name, your inheritance, your identity, and it begins now. They thought no one would ever believe you, that the lies they constructed, the digital trails they erase, the access points they masked would hold up under scrutiny. But the very tools they used to build their deception are now the evidence against them. Their fingerprints are everywhere. Their digital trail has become a map to their downfall. Every login, every call, every false signature, they're all part of the confession they didn't mean to make. And the irony, it didn't even come from them. It came from someone inside. And the story doesn't stop with them. Because what was meant to break you is about to vindicate you in ways you never imagined. And now you won't need to shout. You won't need to argue. The truth is about to walk in and do the talking. Very soon you'll feel the shift. Maybe it starts with a call, an official voice asking you to verify a few things. Don't panic. That call is the sound of your restoration beginning. What was stolen is coming back, not in chaos, but in divine alignment. It won't sound urgent, just a calm voice asking, can you verify this detail? But behind that question is the unlocking of everything they tried to keep from you. Because this isn't just about money, it never was. This was about your identity, about your legal and spiritual position, your rightful inheritance, what heaven ordained for you in this season. They tried to cancel your future, but they forgot you are spiritually backed. You are heaven certified, and divine authority does not bow to forged documents. The very lawyer who tried to delay your case is now under review. Documents have surfaced, tampered files, proof of deliberate manipulation. The judge, the one they thought would rule in their favor, already knows. All it takes now is your signature, not theirs. And when your pen hits that paper, the whole structure flips. Titles return, rights return, land, assets, authority, all revert back to you as though they were never stolen. And they backing out, quietly distancing themselves. No more texts, no more calls. The smiles are gone because everyone around them can feel it. The inevitable fall, not with sirens, not with headlines, just a room, a verdict, and the silence that follows. Truth too loud to deny. Money won't fix this for them. This wasn't just theft, it was betrayal, and betrayal always demands a price. You're rising quietly, then suddenly, your name is entering rooms that once denied you. Your signature is now requested where you were once rejected. The reversal is not only official, it's irreversible. They had warnings, dreams, strange delays, gut checks they ignored. They were warned, but pride blinded them. And now the very thing they tried to destroy is being celebrated. You are being vindicated, not by retaliation, not by slander, but by truth. Let them sweat, let them whisper. Your endurance wasn't passive, it was prophetic. Stillness was your secret shield, and heaven counted it as obedience. And now in the quiet, truth is rising louder than any defense. The final hour is here. Their fake names, old favors, corrupted circles, they're crumbling because truth has reached the system. And now the system is responding. They've been served. A notice disguised as routine. But there's nothing routine about what's next. This is divine confrontation, and there is no exit. It won't say judgment in bold letters. It may look like a simple request, a routine paper, but wrapped inside is a divine subpoena. Heaven's way of saying time's up. You are being watched now, but with respect. Even those who doubted you are starting to shift. They see it now. You weren't lying. You weren't bitter. You were waiting. Your silence was wisdom. And the world is watching to see how you held your peace this long. Here's the most powerful part. You didn't need to scream. Evidence is doing the screaming for you. The documents they altered back in circulation. The changes they made obvious. The accounts traced. The properties frozen. And soon everything will be unlocked for you alone. They had time to repent. They had time to come clean. But they chose denial. They chose greed. And now silence has turned to sound. That sound, your name being restored in a room they never thought would hear it. Investigators are watching, not rumors, facts. And the moment they feared, it's here. The call, the knock, the quiet words, the hand on the shoulder, it's all happening. Not in rage, but in righteous calm. The headlines won't need drama. Their betrayal is heavy enough to silence every excuse. While they fall, you will rise. The letter is coming, stamped, signed, legal, and inside your name sits where it always belonged. You'll feel it. The restoration, the validation, the peace. And it won't be just about what was returned. It will be about who you've become. Because this was never just about getting back what was stolen. It was about becoming unshakable. The one who can't be erased. The one who walks silently while truth clears the way. Your silence was your shield. And now it's their sentence. Their lies are falling like dominoes, one after another, until the biggest one collapses into a confession they can no longer escape. It's over and it's just beginning. For them, it's the end of deception. For you, it's the beginning of divine elevation. You are walking into who you were always meant to be, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has signed in your favor. You may hear it whispered across news feeds or spoken in hushed tones at places you used to be ignored. But however the word reaches you, one thing will be certain. It has happened. The moment they swore would never come has arrived. They have been taken in. And suddenly the atmosphere around you will shift. People will look at you differently, not because they've changed, but because the truth has changed everything. You now stand not as the accused, but as the affirmed, not as the forgotten, but as the rightful holder of what was stolen, the keys returned, the titles restored, the reputation they tried to dismantle, reinforced with divine cement. The very things they tampered with, accounts, documents, even your name, are being sealed so tightly in your favor that no one can touch them again. The case is closed, but your journey, chosen one, is only just beginning. This is more than victory. This is vindication. Your name has been removed from the list of suspects and engraved into the registry of survivors. No overcomers. What was meant to break you became the very thing God used to build you. So pick up your journal and write. Write not just what you've regained, but what you now envision. Don't just count the returns. Define the future. A renewed identity calls for a renewed direction. You are no longer walking out of survival. You are stepping into divine establishment. From blocked to blessed, from silenced to spotlighted, they tried to end your future. But in doing so, they lit the match that would set your destiny ablaze. The pen they used to forge your downfall has been replaced by heaven's ink, writing your next chapter. And this chapter, it belongs entirely to you. The silence has broken. The name has been called. And this time it's public. They never expected it to go this far. They thought they had buried the truth deep enough. But the whisper has become a shout. What they once hid in files is now flashing across screens. Their secrets have become headlines. What they did to you has become a defining part of their legacy. A knock came earlier than they expected. No bright lights, no chaos. Just steady footsteps, calm voices, and a paper that said it all without saying a word. Warrant issued. The clock they thought they controlled ran out. And as they stood frozen, it wasn't confusion on their face. It was disbelief. Not because they didn't know what they had done, but because they thought they had escaped consequence. But nothing built on lies can stand forever. And now it's all collapsing. The arrest happened swiftly. You were chosen, covered, anointed, watched by the one who never sleeps. Those who once dismissed you can't meet your gaze now. Their confidence has turned into silence. Not because you proved them wrong, but because the truth did. A courtroom will soon echo with your name, but this time not in accusation, in honor. The judge will not flinch. The papers are flawless. The confessions are complete. The evidence is undeniable. This is no longer about if you win. This is about how much is restored, the funds returned, the land reclaimed, the authority reestablished. Even your reputation, the one they tried to erase, is now gleaming brighter than before. Every altered document has been rendered void. Every hijacked account has been retitled in your name. The divine reversal is done and it is final. But there's more. Beyond the courtroom and the headlines, you are stepping into your divine spotlight. People won't look at you with pity. They'll look at you as a testament to resilience, a living example of what it looks like to be betrayed and still rise with royalty in your step. You're entering a chapter of clarity, a season of precision. No more lies, no more shallow alliances, no more cautious whispers about who to trust. This new season is covered in truth, empowered by discernment, protected by purpose. You don't have to explain anymore. You don't have to prove yourself. The truth has already done that for you. The evidence is louder than any excuse. The world has seen the facts and those who betrayed you. They are not just facing legal consequences. They're facing judgment from the very people they deceived. Friends, clients, associates now distancing themselves. No one wants to stand beside someone who waged war against light and lost. Your path is clear now. You'll be offered opportunities, new partnerships, invitations into rooms you were once locked out of. But remember this, you are not who you were. You walk differently now with discernment that doesn't miss a thing. With spiritual eyes trained to spot counterfeit connections. Because pain taught you, disappointment sharpened you. And justice has crowned you. You were never weak. You were never unworthy. You were being prepared, hidden in plain sight until the appointed time. And now that you've seen darkness, you'll never fall for its disguise again. You know the sound of manipulation. You recognize the smell of deception. You understand what it feels like when real justice lands. So step forward, step into this next season, not as the one who survived, but as the one who has overcome. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a whole new book authored by fire, proofed in prayer, and sealed by heaven. Walk boldly, chosen one. Your time has come. Head lifted, shoulders back, heart steady, not with rage, not with revenge, but with the deep, sacred confidence of someone who has seen heaven's justice unfold. You're not carrying the weight of what happened. You're wearing the victory of what was restored. What was stolen has come back. What was shattered has become your strength. What once marked you as broken now identifies you as crowned. Let the murmurs circle. Let the onlookers talk. But know this, truth has never needed to fight for attention. Truth simply stands, and in standing, it outlasts every fabricated narrative. You, chosen one, are now surrounded by a silence louder than any accusation. Because when truth takes its place, it silences every room it walks into. The storm is over, yes, but the tremor left behind is still shaking the very ground they once stood on so confidently. The name they once attached to you like a stain has now been removed, wiped from every ledger, every document, every room where they never belonged. And your name, it has risen. Not simply returned to where it was, but lifted to where it was always meant to be. The same audience that once watched in silence is now witnessing your ascension. They have no words for the strength you've shown. And the truth, you don't need to explain it because your very existence now testifies. You are walking evidence. Glory has settled on you like a mantle. They tried to render you invisible. Now they can't look away. News of what happened isn't just sitting in court records or quiet meetings. It's traveling through conversations. It's making its way into the hearts of those who once doubted you. Those who watched from a distance unsure now recognize that you stood not just through accusation, but through the attempt to erase you. The shift is undeniable. Calls are coming in from unfamiliar numbers. People who left your name out of their plans are now trying to reconnect. Those who once exchanged whispers about your fall are now fumbling through explanations. But you don't need their apologies. You don't require their approval because your spirit is already living in a different place, beyond explanation, beyond justification. You've moved forward. You're no longer trying to be understood. You're focused. You're forward. You are free. Let the headlines fade. Let the news cycle move on. Because this was never about a moment in time. This was a heavenly verdict in a spiritual war. And you were declared victorious. The betrayer, they're not just facing man-made consequences. They're facing the isolation that follows dishonor. Betrayal always comes with a greater cost than the act itself. It strips trust. It dismantles influence. It leaves the guilty standing alone because no one wants to follow someone who steals from the innocent and calls it strategy. But you're walking into invitation, into boardrooms you were once blocked from, into conversations you were once left out of, into divine appointments wrapped in natural opportunities. The emails now read, "We'd be honored to have you." Delayed dreams are returning like waves of favor that can no longer be denied. You were hidden for a reason, not forgotten, not forsaken, preserved. Like David in the fields, like Joseph in the prison, God kept you unseen until the time was right. And when the time came, no force could stop what had been ordained. You didn't scream, you didn't curse, you didn't unravel, you stayed planted. And because you stood still, heaven fought for you. Now, when you enter rooms, your name speaks before you do. And they won't reference your resume, they'll reference your resilience. You'll hear it in whispers. That's the one who endured. That's the one who stood through fire and didn't lose their flame. Your story isn't just about betrayal, it's about endurance. It's about how you handled what was meant to break you and how you allowed God to shape you through it. And now you become the message. Whether you preach it, write it, teach it, or live it quietly among others, your life will heal someone else's doubt. Your peace will silence someone else's panic. Your posture will give someone else permission to rise. This is the redemption of visibility. You were kept low so you could be raised with purpose, not to flaunt, but to reflect. Smile at the ones who misunderstood you. Show grace to those who slandered you. Your calm confidence is now a sermon. Your quiet steps are now a map. You are proof that grace restores what lies try to erase. You didn't just survive, you were preserved. You now walk as the evidence that truth may bend in the wind, but it never breaks. And that delay is not denial, it's divine development. And what about all that was held back? The inheritance, the contract, the title, the silent account, the withheld opportunity, the dream that sat dormant, the favor that was rewrote. It's all returning, not in fragments, not in partial form, but with interest. Multiplied grace, multiplied access, multiplied authority. Because what they tried to withhold, heaven stored. And now at the appointed time, it is being released. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. They thought they buried your future, but they planted your breakthrough. They thought they dismantled your rise, but they cleared your runway. They thought you'd spend your days begging for justice, but now you carry it in every room you enter. Their story closes in consequence. Yours unfolds in legacy. This is not a comeback. This is a commissioning, not a return, a release, not a reaction, a revelation. You don't just walk in rooms now. You carry kingdom weight. You don't just recover, you reign. You are no longer marked by the pain. You are marked by purpose. No paper trail of lies, no whispered threat. No old wound can revoke what God has now sealed. What He has authored cannot be edited. So walk not just with confidence, with authority. Because what you carry now is not defense, it's dominion. You are not who they tried to break. You are who God raised. And this season, it's untouchable. And now, chosen one, as the story concludes, the Spirit begins. Because this is not the end of a video. This is the opening of your next divine assignment. Let every word you've heard settle like seeds into soil. For what you do next will determine the harvest you will see. This journey was never simply about exposing injustice. It was about awakening identity. You are no longer merely the one who endured betrayal. You are the one called to walk in unshakable purpose, forged by fire and crowned by truth. You were never just surviving. Heaven was preserving you for such a time as this. As you rise from this moment, understand this. You carry a responsibility now. A responsibility to walk differently, to think differently, to live intentionally. This is the season where your response must match your revelation. You've been elevated. Now live elevated. Begin each morning not with anxiety, but with alignment. Don't just check your schedule. Consult your assignment. What you've been through has cleared the clutter. So no more saying yes out of guilt. No more returning to what God has delivered you from. Guard your time. Protect your space. Steward your peace. And as you move forward, move wisely. Let your boundaries preach before your words ever do. Not everyone can go with you. Not everyone should. And that's not bitterness. That's obedience. Surround yourself not with people who merely applaud your success, but those who understand your scars, who won't misuse your vulnerability, who will speak life when the world speaks doubt. Seek out counsel, not compliments. And if you must walk alone for a while, know this: the path of the righteous is rarely crowded, but it is always protected. Start journaling what's happening. Document the shift. Write down the confirmations, the quiet promotions, the divine alignments. Because what seems small now is actually evidence of acceleration. Pay attention to patterns. When favor follows your name, it's not random, it's ordained. So treat every open door with reverence. You're not just walking into opportunity, you're fulfilling prophecy. And forgive, not to release them, but to release yourself. Bitterness is a silent thief of destiny. You've come too far to let yesterday's venom poison tomorrow's victory. Let God deal with the ones who wronged you. He already has. You focus on becoming. Healing is not forgetting. It's remembering without reliving. Let grace be the soundtrack of your every interaction. Speak truth, but don't echo the cruelty that was once spoken over you. You've tasted justice. Now reflect it. Give anonymously this week. Whether it's a meal, a note of encouragement, or a financial gift, do it in secret. Let your giving become warfare. Let it be your way of saying, I lack nothing. God has restored me, so now I overflow. And when you do, watch how heaven honors it. Hidden giving often invites open favor. Set new goals, not goals based on proving your worth, but on stewarding your calling. Make moves that don't need to be announced. Let your progress speak for itself. Learn something new. Read a book that sharpens your discernment. Take a walk with the Lord and ask Him, what are you preparing me for next? Because this victory wasn't just about closing a chapter. It was about opening a gate. And lastly, stand as a lighthouse for others, not in pride, but in peace. The way you now carry yourself, the grace, the clarity, the stillness is someone else's map out of their chaos. You are the walking evidence that when God restores, He does so completely. So wear your healing boldly. Walk in rooms like someone who knows they belong there. Speak when the Spirit prompts. Stay silent when He says wait. Move like one who carries kingdom. Not just in your words, but in your walk. This is your commissioning. Not a return to normal, but a call into the extraordinary. What heaven assigned cannot be revoked. And what is unfolding before you is not just your reward, it is your responsibility. So arise, govern your life like one who knows they are chosen. Move like one who has seen the fire and came out unburned. Love boldly, live wisely, walk humbly, because this is your reign and it is unstoppable.